Got a little soul speak tonight. You know, one of the purposes of Soulology is to bring out into the open all the things we are sharing. In this apocalypse, everything's more intense even if we don't know what's happening to us all the time. We sure can feel it. But there's a lot of things that we could share. You know, things that we're afraid to share or even embarrassed to discuss. Yet this is the universal paradox. It's how the universe teaches. Soul sense found behind fears. Our highest leaps of light just past the frail walls of a harmless darkness. Possibilities, probabilities, realities. More frequencies and vibrations if we're brave enough to use them. And they all lead to the same place. It's called the Soul Highway. Pyramids, pineal gland, ET lineage. Memories of abductions, angel visits, ascended masters. And who are these powers behind the governments that have begun to fall? Doesn't really matter. What's important is me and you. Perhaps the best thing we could share are the personal challenges, the emotional eruptions, mental and physical shifts come with and to a seeking mind in the golden age we live in. You see, our victories are far more than we know. When we cross the heart to a higher ground, by yielding to the possible impossibilities. And what we find in this shared space contained within ourselves, linked somehow by the same healing power. It's called the Gnosis of Soul. We have given the world our differences, and the story has never changed. It's time to shine. Ascension is about honoring our sacred space, and when we do, all merges into one. And no longer do we have to point to what's different. No longer do we have to label each other with lies to make ourselves look good, to make ourselves look better in the egoic mind. It's time to shine, beginning with our innermost circles of life. From the innermost circle of what is life, the I Am Soul. So let your soul shine. Live your truth, not what the world tells you is the truth. The soul leads and the ego can only follow. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for your patience. This is our fourth show of the day, fifth if you count a little radio show we did. We've got Solantra King on here, and I've been following her for quite some time. Very interesting, unique, powerful energy. So I'm anxious to get this beloved friend up here. Having a little of a bit of a technical difficulty, but I think we're going to get through it. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yep. You're flashing. You're just flashing all the time, but that's okay.
Why? I love your accent. I'm gonna send you a note, and it says start video. You don't have to if you don't want to come on video, but it.
Yeah, I'm here.
There you go.
I'm here.
Yes. How are you?
I'm really good. Thank you.
Is it Solantra King?
Solantra
King, like Loon. Solantra. I should know.
Yeah,
I've got a little Spanish blood in me. Yeah.
Sol the sun, loon the moon, T the cross of heaven and earth, Ra the one star.
Right
and thank you so much for inviting me and Morgan, you beautiful radiant ones. And I'd just like to say hello to all my beautiful friends out there that are watching in live time and also in replay. I love you all so much, and one heart. It's just so beautiful what's happening with us all. It's just beautiful. And thank you for all the interviews you're doing, Todd. I love especially the young ones because they're so onto it. It blows me away.
Right. Right. I think we all should just, we should all just get some popcorn and kick back, have a tea or a coffee, and just let them lead the way, man. It doesn't make any sense in the 3D what they're doing or what they're thinking, but you know what? It makes all the sense in the world. It really does.
Yeah, well,
yeah, it's
they just come in fully awake and they're onto it, and they're just. I'm so blessed. We're all so blessed because the world is in good hands.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is, and I think there's a lot to be said for the fact. I don't resonate with the whole old school concept of oneness and reality, which is like everything already happened. Everything already happened, in one instant, and it's all done. I don't resonate with that. I resonate with we're on the outer breadth of Mother Creation, expanding her exhalation, and that's all there is to it. We're like riding a big wave, and so I look at your energy, and I see things that you put out, and I like the energy. It seems to me to be very original. I know you take in information from other people and put it out there, but everything is an expression from what we're feeling, I feel, or at least an opportunity. So I love your uniqueness, and I don't get into the story a lot. None of us do anymore, right? But what is your story? When did you wake up? How did you become like this? Were you always like this?
Yes, I didn't really wake up. I mean, I've been in this body 63 years now, and I just say that's not my age. That's just how long this body has been here on this planet. But I actually walked in, but I walked in when I was 3 months old, and I wasn't a walk-in. That was a different sort of being that came in. It was more of my higher self. And I didn't work that one out for years because I used to help walk-ins all the time. I mean, I'm a little bit slow on the uptake, and friends would say to me, "Oh, Cilantro, you're a walk-in," and I'd say, "No, I'm not." Meanwhile, all these people that were walk-ins used to come to me for help. People that all sorts of stuff used to happen, and it just wouldn't. The penny wouldn't drop. But I realised that I was actually christened on this day, and it was the day when the sun is conjunct the central sun, which is the 20th of May every year. And that was the day that I was christened, but that was also the day that my higher self really walked in. So people think
that was 3 months, after the vessel
old in this body, little baby.
Yeah.
But people think that it's easy when you're kind of awake, but it isn't. It's actually so hard because as a child, I could never fit in. Everything seemed weird to me here. I would just sit and watch people. I would think relationships were weird. I thought having children was weird because where I came from, we just created through light. I could never get it, Todd. It was like I would just be watching it all and wondering what the heck. So consequently, I wasn't interested in a career. I wasn't interested in making money. I wasn't interested in owning property. I wasn't interested in getting married or having kids. It was almost like everything that was in the third dimension was of absolutely no interest to me. But we're talking back in the 1950s and 1960s. So other people weren't quite in my space of where I was coming from. But that never worried me either because I always seemed to be in my own little bubble, and I'm quite happy in my own little bubble and very self-contained. And I was very grateful because I didn't have to go to university and get programmed with all that crap. I didn't have to go into TikTok jobs. I decided I could not do TikTok. It was just like my soul I'd want to vomit. I'd literally want to vomit when I first was young, and of course I had to start working and doing something to earn some money so I could be free to go traveling and live away from home and all that sort of stuff. But I'd almost want to vomit going to a normal job. So very soon in the piece, I decided I can't do this stuff. So I just had to let it all go. And I've never been one for being in my head. I don't think you can work things out. And I don't think anyone needs to try and work anything out. So even if you're at the stage now, you could have been working for 30 years in a job you hate, or you could be in a place you live that you don't like. The only solution to that is not to say, okay, I'm going to chuck it in and what am I going to do and be in your head about it, but just love and accept the fact that you are in that job or you are in that place where you're living that you don't like, because you're never going to escape any of that until you actually love where you're at right in this moment. And then when you are, organically it all changes. So we never have to control anything. We just go with the flow and just always be in that open-hearted space of loving everything that's going on in our life. And boy, I've been through some real heavy trips in this life, I tell you. And I've had some really heavy scenes go down.
Well, you're in good company with everybody here.
Pardon?
I said you're in good company with everybody here.
Yeah. I think the more heavy trips we have, it's sort of like I need sledgehammers. I said it's like I need sledgehammers to get it.
I forgot how to refer to those things. I just started calling them MFers, just one after the other. No, I'm kidding. We got to love our journey. You bring up a lot of stuff here, man. I mean, I want to hit the walk-in thing first. I've got to, because you just totally like blown up my mind. And two, the 60s. I'm 57 in this vessel. And so you're what, 6-7 years. But I was very, very aware of the 60s at 5, 6, 7 years old because of an older brother and young aunts and uncles, right? And that was a really important time. So I want to bring that back up too. But I want to go back to that first part. Now, you talked about, a lot of people have talked about walk-ins and being a walk-in. And I've seen, heard, and read a lot of different everything's a metaphor. So a lot of different descriptions, energetic descriptions of that. The energy always seems to be the same. It's still a story I'm trying to understand just for my own, curiosity, but you speak about it very familiarly, Franco De Nicola talks about having memories in the womb with his twin that didn't physically incarnate into the world. You talk about it with the same type of familiar knowing. So in regard to the walk-in part, can you kind of just walk us through that, in the spirit of maybe opening up a memory in somebody else? It sounded like you had a galactic perspective. You had some understanding of the environment you were in before you came here, where you could create out of light. And then also whatever memories you might have of the actual walk-in experience and how you knew that and how you experienced that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I didn't really know it. Like I said, because there's different types of walk-ins. The most normal kind of walk-in, and I don't even know if that happens anymore, Todd. I mean, we're talking back in the 80s and 90s, that was really big back in those days, the whole walk-in thing. But I used to get people that would come up to me, literally, I was always traveling a lot, and they'd just say to me straight away, they'd say, can you help me? I've just walked into this body. And what would usually happen with these people were that they would have the body that they came into, there's always an agreement. It's not a takeover, it's not a possession, but there'd be an agreement on the soul level, but the person's who was wanting to leave that body would have a near-death experience enough to ship shift them out of the body, and then the higher being that didn't want to be bothered with being born, going through childhood, going through all that stuff that everyone else has to go through, they just wanted to come into an adult body so they could operate right here and now on planet Earth and do their thing as this higher dimensional being in a third dimensional body. But my experience of helping people has been of those kind of walk-ins. But my experience myself has been different, because I've felt I'm not a different being. I'm the same being, but it's just my higher self walking in. And that also happened. It happened when I was very young. So I never missed out on the childhood stuff. I had to go through all of that, just like the rest of us. And the amount of times I've gone back through years ago, my birth and healing all that stuff, and in the womb and preconception and all the rest of it, I didn't miss out on any of it. I never miss out on a thing. I'm quite greedy for experiences when I think about it. But it was literally the higher self walks in more. And then another time when it happened again and I had another step up was when I changed my name to Saluntra. I was in India, and it was in 1991 or 92, and I've been putting out my higher self name, and I've been meditating, and then I got the name Saluntra. So I said, okay, to myself, I'm not one of these people that's interchanging my names. Okay, because I had got to the point where I loved who I was, I accepted who I was, my childhood, my parents, me, all that stuff, my siblings and me, healed all that stuff. So I wasn't trying to run away from anything, or even trying to change my vibration. And I find with myself, all of these things always happen organically. So my higher self just said to me, you need to use this name all the time. And I argued with my higher self and my inner self, and I said, well, no, that's going to be a hassle. I don't want to. Well, anyway, I came back. I was living in Adelaide in Australia at that time. And then I used to be a guide to inner healing, and I was a naturopath, and that was great. I was really famous. People came from everywhere. I was really good at what I did, but it was time to let it go.
What was that? What was that you did that people came?
I was a naturopath and guide to inner healing. But I finished that in 1992, and that's when the time shift came in, and we were in that energy of moving from time means money to time means art. And I always seem to do these things with the timing, and so it was time to let go of all that, because to me, even doing that job still felt like it was TikTok. And I didn't want to be the healer anymore. Even though I was teaching people to heal themselves and guiding them into their stuff to heal themselves, it still felt old paradigm to me, even though I was probably the most new paradigm person that did healing work out at the time. And anyway, I went through Adelaide, and I went to this Kala Chakra initiation that was by the Rinpoche of the Dalai Lama. And I'm not a Buddhist. I'm not anything. I've never been anything. But we have all these multidimensional parts of us, and we have all these other aspects, and we know them all. So I did this initiation, but I couldn't do all the chanting. I couldn't even read the whole lot of chants once. It was just seemed, how can you do that? It was just like not for me. I'm a bit of a freedom freak, and I just can't get into all that stuff. Anyway, I went up. I'd seen this place in a dream. I moved into this place. I've asked around everywhere, found this little hut in the bush with 25 acres caretaking, and I lived with all the snakes and all these other beings for 11 years, and it was just amazing. And then I realized that this Kala Chakra initiation that I'd taken was just activating me more inside, because it's like everything we do, we just pick up these little pieces of ourselves all the time, and we do these things, but often we don't do them for what they're meant to be, so-called. We do them because we're just getting these parts of ourselves, but we're here to do a new thing, because I've always felt I'm here to do a new thing. I can't do the old thing. And so then I developed this whole way of doing chakras, and I did this. I developed these mandalas. I paint mandalas. I've done that for years and years, since the early 90s. I published a lot of them as sets. I love mandalas because mind can't get hooked into them. They're just pure energy, and they're the symbol of wholeness and all that is. Well, anyway, I did these mandalas. I kept getting information about these other chakras, higher chakras within us, all of this. And I developed this whole new system because just before that, I'd done Kriya Yoga, which I needed to reconnect with too. But again, I couldn't do it. I got back home to my little hut in the bush. I sat there. You had to do this stuff for 2 hours with all these locks in your body and all these positions and all this lotus flowers opening up within you and all this stuff. Well, anyway, the first time I did it took 2 hours, and then I was about to get up to go to the toilet, and there was a huge big king taipan curled up next to me. And where I lived in the bush in Queensland at the time,
What was it?
What
was it?
A king taipan.
What?
They're the deadliest snakes on the planet. And if they bite you can literally die within a few minutes. Well, anyway, this dude, he was liking the Kundalini energy, right? And he was curled up next to me. He was about 9 foot long. So when I finished, I saw him beside me. I just said hi to him because I'd made friends with the snakes, because coming from New Zealand, we don't have snakes here. Living in the bush in Queensland, and where I lived, the place was called Kundu, which means Kundalini in Aboriginal, or Death Adder. And here I was with every snake imaginable and the deadliest ones out. And anyway, he just slid down the stairs. He was 9 foot long. And then I started getting all the snakes coming in at me. So, because I was doing this Kundalini energy. So I had copperheads, which are also very deadly ones. I'd open my filing cabinet and one would come out at me. They'd be in my bed, behind my bed. They'd be in behind my books. They'd come up through my water closet in my toilet. They'd be in my bath, or by the side of my bath where I had my crystals. They'd even be coming up under my shower when I'd have a shower and pop up and look at me.
You are a galactic being. There's no doubt. You are moving so fast, and I'm fast. I can't even keep up with you, but I got everything up to this point, which brought up like 17 different questions. So I want to slow you down just a little bit. I want to slow you down. No, I'm very experienced at dealing with people such as yourself, and I operate that same way. I mean, I have to like change it sometimes, but that's because of what I do. But no, I get where you're coming from, because I see energy, and that's what I'm feeling. But I want to go back for the human aspect and just touch a couple of things real quick. And they can just be quick answers, yes, no, whatever, short answers, because I got a whole bunch of stuff from what you gave me. One, and there's a reason I'm asking this question. One, you talked about where you came from prior to Earth. And I know that's an energetic feeling, or however that came down for you, but you talked about a place where you could create from light, where you didn't have babies, for instance, and other things. The reason I bring that up, and the reason I like for you just to comment on it briefly, is because I have a feeling that that's the same type of frequency or combination of frequencies on our journey that we're moving back into, basically. And I feel like there might be some code in it. So can you just tell me a little bit about what you meant by that? What was that place like? What do you know about that? How does it make you feel?
Well, I come from lots of places. I mean, I've always felt that I just come from the one, like we all do, and through the suns. I'm a Ra person, so I'm really into the sun within me, the sun in the inner earth, the suns in the heavens, all through the suns, which give us the coatings, the light coatings, the living library of light that's stored in the suns. So really, I come through the suns. I mean, before we come in, we come through a stargate. Okay, everyone, before they pop in to conception, you come through a vortex near where you're born. You also, before that, you come through a stargate. So, and then of course we have different star lineages. So we have ones that are very familiar with us, like Andromeda is a very familiar one for me, Sirius is, Pleiades, quite a lot of them. But I've also connected to ones where I come from beyond the beyond the beyond. So I can't even give them a name. And I've been in myself as beyond the beyond. And then you sort of see yourself as you're coming through the cosmic soup is sort of there. And then you go through the cosmic soup. And then you literally see yourself as you come in and as you are on Earth, which is a very far distant energetic space from where you are, from beyond the beyond. So I touch into lots of different parts of myself from many different dimensions and worlds. And I also really relate to many of the different beings on the earth too. The elementals, I love the elementals. I work with them all the time. I mean, in the old paradigm, I used to ask for the rain to come or the rain to go, only where I was allowed to, not trying to interfere. But now, or for a long, long time, I don't ask anything because I am the elemental. And so that everything just is. And when I need there to be no wind, there will be no wind. If I need there to be no rain, there will be no rain. If I need the sun to suddenly come out, the sun will come out. It's like all of us are doing this now. We're opening up to all these parts of ourselves. So that part of me that saw that I was created through light, that was just literally one day when I'd driven to my post office box when I lived up in this place in the bush to get my mail, and I was sitting outside, and suddenly I was this being, and I was like a dolphin, but I had maroon coloured skin, not greyish bluish like earth dolphins. And I just saw myself like that, and then the pennies fell as far as creating through light. But the thing is, we all create through light. All of us do. And we're doing it all the time. It's just that because everything is light, our bodies are light. Everything is light. It's just vibrating at different frequencies. And so we have these different experiences that help to nudge us with it. And I've had lots of full-on experiences. Like I've experienced, for example, not having to breathe through my lungs. And I had this friend who was a rebirther, and I was never into rebirthing because to me, it seemed so slow and so cathartic. And I just thought, well, I can just tune into whatever's blocking in 5 seconds and go into it and love and accept it. How come they have to do all this real long process? But,
you are the proverbial cosmic fish out of water. You came from the plasma. No, I wonder too, like you're talking about when I said, like, where did you come from before here? And you described all these different places, right? And I wonder if by the same token, I mean, what's your perspective on when people talk about walk-ins? Are they, if I never can really resonate that with myself. I've had certain periods or certain occurrences or experiences in my life, and I'm wondering now if we have that every aspect that walks into a human vessel in regard to one unique, say it's me, let's say there's 8 or 10 different walk-in experiences. Are these all different aspects of myself?
yes.
Are these all different aspects of myself that have come from those places that I, for lack of a better word, was, like you described before you came?
Well, you still are, because it's like even when people channel, they say they're channeling Lord so-and-so or whatever the heck, but really, I think, when are you going to get it, guys? It's you. You're channeling you. It's how can you not channel you? Because you are that. Like when we came out of the source, the one point, you want to call it God, whatever word you want to use, for that perfect, pure love, that state of absolute oneness. Well, the minute we came out of that, we started to go in separation. So we were the God, and then we go out to the goddess energy, the creation energy. And so then we start to separate. And it's like, but we want those experiences, because when I went into no breath, you'll laugh at this, because here I was, this guy was doing rebirthing, was over me, I was doing the connected breathing. Then the next thing, I stopped breathing. And I sent him a telepathic message and told him, Baz is his name. I said, Baz, don't do CPR, don't do anything, just let me be. He was a real cool dude, and he just let me be. He didn't try and resuscitate me or something. And I just was light, and the light was just flowing through me. It was just, but would you believe I only lasted about 20 minutes because I got bored, and I wanted to be Earth Girl here, rocking and rolling on planet Earth, because boy, is there some action on this place. And it actually felt like, to me at the time, it doesn't feel quite like that now. We're talking like way back in the early 90s, but when that happened. But it felt like, oh, light is boring. It's boring being in light. That's how I felt at the time. And I really
think that's
wanted
why
to
we
be
came
there for
here.
the action.
I think that's why we came here.
Exactly. We were
brother,
bored.
right? You know what? I swear to God, I resonate with that, and I always have. I've always felt like if it's as I understood, and this goes back way before I woke up, way back, and even in my teenage years, whenever I was thinking of these types of things, I always felt like, okay, if this is what I think it is, I would be the first one to raise my hand, because to me it would get stagnant up there. I mean, to me it would. But yeah, I totally get that. Absolutely. Brother Broder Bilal was on yesterday, and he was in a really deep place, and he opened up his heart and spent an hour and a half with us, and he was basically streaming, purely, which doesn't, you know what I mean? I mean, it was a very vulnerable stream, but he was talking about how, and he was crying, and he was in joy, in bliss, in reverence, because he was actually saying thank you for the limitation, for the experience of limitation. Like, he was thanking the things that we damn, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it was really incredible. So I totally get what you're saying, that like, what's the old saying, you can't see the trees because of the forest. Those limitations and lacks that are right in front of us that we think are not part of us, get away, resist, and and all that stuff. That's actually where the gold is. I mean, and it's getting closer and closer to us, like right in front of our face. I wanted to ask you about because you've been in this atmosphere for so long, and like I said about the 60s, I remember that time late in the 60s, and I remember all the stuff that was going on even at a young age. But I remember that. I never saw any resonating connection between that energy of what we might call the peace movement, the hippie movement, the freedom movement, whatever, with galactic. I never saw where the two got connected. Now, in your own experience, when's the first time you started getting galactic stuff coming in? And when was the first time you were able to talk to someone else about it?
Well, I suppose when I was a kid, because where I lived, I grew up in a place called Wellington in New Zealand, and there were always ships going across, and you could see them. And for me and my mum and my brother, that was just normal. My dad, who actually had been abducted, and I've been abducted too, way back, he didn't want to look. He'd just sit there with his newspaper up, pretending it wasn't going on. And we'd be all excited and say, "Look, there's the ships, there's the ships." And so it happened from a young age. But in a young age, I suppose some of it was not so crash hot, because I didn't really get the memories till a bit later. But I used to realize I behaved like someone who had been sexually abused. And I couldn't equate it to, sure, I had some heavy experiences when I was a bit older, like late teenage years more, or 17, sort of older. But when I was younger, and I could never equate it to my life, because that didn't really happen to me physically. And then the penny didn't drop for a long time. And then I realized that I'd actually been taken up to the ships. And it was the very low vibrational ships, wasn't the light ships, even though I was permanently in a light ship. I'd signed on, because the thing is, we agree to everything, and I'd signed on to help the Greys. So here I was, I used to be in these ships, and all this gunky stuff would happen. So even when I was a kid, I couldn't look at anything with blood. I couldn't look, say, if there was something on TV with open heart surgery, I couldn't look at it. Even today, I find it, even though I've done mega healing on that and unifying and loving it, I still find it a bit hard to look at that stuff, because it just brought back all the memories of what had happened. But of course, I was also the grey. I'd chosen to help them because they'd cloned themselves out of existence, and they had to genetically work and muck around with us in our bodies and that.
Yeah.
And I've actually given birth. I have given birth, not on the physical plane.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you, but slow up a little bit. You got an incredible amount of information that that we can pick up information from. I mean, this is incredible. Let's slow it. Let's back up just a little bit, and we'll keep going. Now, you're speaking from a very high perspective, a very high level of awareness. You're actually speaking from a place above dark and light. You're saying, okay, everybody agreed to do what we agreed to do. We all have our own contracts, right? Soul contracts, whatever you want to call it. Part of yours was to come in and help the gray. Okay. And there's a story behind that you were getting into, but I wanted to make that comment. Well, what I wanted to say was a couple of things about the information that you're bringing in, because I have seen bits and pieces of this and picked up on bits and pieces of this, but nothing concrete, So this is the first time I've really been able to talk to somebody who's actually has such a vivid recollection of the energetic and the actual literal occurrence. How, I guess, what to your recollection was the purpose of what went on these ships that were not light ships? How did that how did that how did that remembrance affect you? How'd you get past it?
Well, it took me a while. It took me a while to wake up to it. And it was when this partner of mine was giving me a massage one day around my knees, and then suddenly it triggered, and I was right in the ship. I was there with all the blood and guts kind of stuff, and I just thought, far out, okay. And then not long after that, I was off to, I took a group of people over to South America. We did I used to take people on journeys, not to go to sacred sites, but on missions, because I've always been the person on a mission. And I finished with the group, and I had to go up to Ecuador, and I was up in northern Peru. And anyway, that was another story getting up there, but I've always had totally multidimensional stories and ways of operating. But anyway, I got up there and I looked around everywhere, and I thought, oh my God. It was like I was just first of all blown away by how many kids there were everywhere. They were just everywhere. I thought, this is weird. And then I was just seeing the ships, and they were really dark ships that were all over the place. And anyway, I got guided up to this place called Banos, which is right up in the mountains with hot pools. And I had to be in the hot pools. And in the hot pools, I was just transmuting all that energy in my cellular memory. I was talking to the cells to love it, accept it, release it. I was doing all that work. And then after that happened, the next thing, I'm walking up into this volcano right on the equator, and I'm having to stand there in the center of this volcano, and then the Galactic Federation are able to bring this light down through. And I realized that I had to go through the story with being abducted by the Greys, going through the whole drama with that, then going to Ecuador, being around where all these really negative ships were. We're talking 1997 at this time, so a while ago now. And then because I had experienced it, because I had transmuted it in my body, in my cellular memory, and right through me, then of course I could hold the higher energy through all that negativity. So then the Galactic Federation, who I haven't really worked with them consciously for years, but back at that time I was, and they could get this beam through, and they needed to get it through right on the equator, and be able to bring that in. But I couldn't have done that, and that was really important to get that beam through at that time, right on the equator, through that volcano, to get through to the inner Earth. It's just part of mega mission.
Wow, this is powerful. This is powerful. Let me ask you. So you were doing this stuff in the 90s,
Yeah, I was doing this stuff in the 80s. I've been on a mission all my life.
In the 80s. All right. So you're doing this, and so okay. A couple of questions. One, what I don't know, what aspect of the universe was communicating with you, giving you direction and guidance to go do this grid work and these other activations and what have you around the world. And did you have people with you? Were you in company of like-minded people? I mean, because I can't imagine there was a whole lot of them back then.
No, a lot of the time I was on my own. Mostly I was on my own, traveling on my own. How I got the understanding, don't really ask me how. I just know from within. I've always connected to my heart. I always listen to my heart. I don't listen to my head. Um, and my heart would, I just know. I don't even know how I know. It's like I can go somewhere I've never been before on the earth, and I'll just know where the vortex is, where this is, where that is. I just know it. I just popped in here wired for that stuff. But when I did organize groups and take groups, that was pretty hard work, I can tell you, because I would have to be trying to get the people and the group into the zone, and that's not easy. And I actually done lots of missions with groups over the years. I stopped in 2017. I stopped just about everything in 2017. The end of 2017, my inner self said to me, no more. This is completed now at this level that you've been doing it. And for the last year and a half or more, I haven't even traveled. I've just been at home in my garden with my plants. I grow my own veggies and fruit and stuff. I'm a little earth mother as well. I need to be with nature. So sort of do the stuff that I do because I'm so out there. I really do have to be with nature a lot of the time. And everything's changed again. Everything's going into the inner. So before the missions were outer, the anchoring things like the golden solar discs all around the planet, the solar grids, the great diamonds, linking up the diamond light matrix, the light temples through all the elementals, anchoring different layers of Shambhala through the planes into the physical realm. There was just countless missions. Half of them I can't even remember. I've got it all on my website. My website's huge. If anyone's had a look at it, it's just masses of stuff there. Often spins people out just all the stuff on that as well. But I had to stop doing it all on the outer. And then I'd actually organized a group in 2018 for Ireland, for Regenesis, and for more of the new creative matrix in Avebury. But I couldn't get there. The universe did another sledgehammer on me, and I couldn't physically get there. But that was perfect too, because then I guided everyone through the inner planes. I sent them all sorts of emails of information about what to do, and guided them on the inner planes. And that was even more powerful because I could have even more of an overview because I wasn't even there physically, which made a huge, that actually was better, would you believe? I mean, before I had to be there physically because I was a code keeper. I would bring in codes, I would take codes, I would take codes to other places. I was always moving around the planet because of my code keeper job, as well as many other jobs of anchoring light and different things. But then that wasn't necessary anymore. And I find that doing it on the inner is so much more powerful. And even this year in July, I was going to go back to Scotland. To Rosalind Chapel, because the Holy Grail and the Ark of the Covenant was coming in, but then realized don't have to be there physically. It's better to do it on the inner. And I was connecting with a dear friend of mine who lives in Wales in the UK, and so we connected and did it all on the inner.
This started. So this started in 2018, pretty much. I mean, so it's 2018, 2019. But you know, you're fast. I could, you know, you're fast and furious. I love it.
I'm sorry, I can't help it.
Okay, no. It's all beautiful. It's all good. So as the individual goes, so goes the collective. There seems to have been, you know, I mean, there's still people that you see on Facebook. I guess Morgan and I are doing it. I mean, doing grid work. I mean, traveling around. But there's a lot of people that have done that for a number of years, like yourself, and they've pulled everything in. the last couple of years. They're
Yeah.
doing what you're doing. They're working in the garden. And I did learn something a long time ago. Well, a long time ago in my journey, anyway, 4 years ago, 3.5, 4 years ago, through Morgan, which was, I'd get like something in, and I'm like, I got to go to such and such place, and I got to go walk in the river, or whatever I got. I didn't
Yeah.
realize that, until she explained it to me, that we can actually do that energetically, if not, in fact, even having done that when we get the vision that comes in. So I think that's a really powerful thing. But to do all what you've been doing and others like you for so many years, and then go into this mode of the inner work and then working with your natural surroundings, I think says a lot. What's it like for you to have been doing this since the 80s? I can't imagine there was very many people that you could talk to, or communities you could actually be a part of where everybody was on the same wavelength. But to see this evolution and this change, especially since 2012 up to today, what's it like to see this wider awakening occurring everywhere?
Well, that's what we did it for. I mean, that's what we came here for. I mean, so it's great because all the work that we've done has worked and is working. And to now, we own the fact that we are the Stargate, we are the doorway, we are the crystal, we are the vortex, we're all of it, and the whole earth is within us. The inner earth is birthed through us. It's within us, and we have to have it within us first before it can really birth on the outer. And so, even with the new
So
earth,
so
I
yeah,
mean,
let's go back to the inner earth thing, okay? Because that doesn't come up a lot on this show. I have certain experiences with it that I mostly keep to myself. They're not all the time or anything, but definitely something's going on there. Something very important to my composition, which therefore it's got to be, I would think, to the collective. So in terms of inner earth, uh, just like what you were saying, we've got to what? Integrate with it within ourselves, recognize it within ourselves, just as we would any other part of the cosmos before it actually is birthed. Is that what you said? And what do you mean by that?
well, we can actually, I'd like to do a meditation with everyone um, when it's appropriate, if it is appropriate, so people can actually feel that, because the inner earth is
Yes,
so
absolutely.
important. Would you be on for that?
Yes, let's have a little Q&A about it first, because I have a personal, this is for me, I have a personal curiosity with it, or something I'm looking for. Inner Earth,
Okay.
what's the story there? Just give us a summary, an overview of it.
Okay. Well, the inner
Where does
earth,
that, because okay,
there's a
and the
sun.
reason I just want to say this, because here's the reason I want to say this, because other than the Hopis and a couple other primitive or indigenous civilizations, I don't see the kind of information in regard to inner earth that you do with Atlantis, Lemuria, Egypt, Samaria. You don't see a whole lot of information on it. Most of it is, I guess, not out there. But so go ahead. Thank you.
Well, to me, the inner earth is the most important thing because it is the heart of our earth, and we are one with the earth. So, in order to be one with the earth, we become one with the heart of the earth. And the heart of the earth is the sun. There's a sun in the inner earth. Now, there is a whole world in the inner earth because the earth herself is totally multidimensional. The earth is a stargate. She integrates the heavens and the earth. The stargate is the merging of the manifest and the unmanifest worlds. Now, the earth has always been a stargate. She is a dimensional doorway. And so, for those beings, when the earth was first formed, And some of us can remember that. Some of us can remember it being breathed into creation. We can remember also ourselves as ancient dragon beings, ancient serpent beings, who came to the earth when it was just created, and it was sonic winds. It was not inhabitable on the surface. So we went into the inner earth. We went right into the very heart of the earth, into the sun and the inner earth. And then we created, there's like a beautiful world in there. You can go into the inner earth any time. An aspect of me is the ancient serpent woman in the inner earth. And I used to take people on journeys to the inner earth and to be part of her in the cosmic egg. And the cosmic egg is the creation egg, which is the pure love of creation. And that also resonates through the inner earth. So for us to connect to the inner earth is very important.
It's the womb of Mother Universe.
Yeah, it's multidimensional. And then, of course, from that stage of that beginning creation, as those dragon serpent beings that we are the ancestors, we are the ancient ones, it's all of us. And we linked up the crystals because the earth was just on a physical level. It was being formed with heat and pressure and temperature. And gradually, all those minerals were starting to form crystals. And so as those dragon beings, we love the crystals and the gems, right? We just love them. So we would link them all up, and we created the crystalline grid. Now, that was really important. So that happened right there in the earth, in the dimensional worlds within the earth. And then that energy then was electromagnetic energy, which of course is what our earth really functions on, what we function on. That electromagnetic energy from those crystals then was able to go out through the surface of the earth and create a force field around the earth of electromagnetic energy, which then created moisture. And then that moisture then started to create life. So then other star beings and other multidimensional beings could then access it, because our serpent selves, we started to create the vortexes, the serpent energy, which is the kundalini, the chakras, the wormholes, the dimensional doorways.
So basically, yeah. So basically, the importance of the inner Earth is that in terms of the evolution of Earth, and therefore everything attached, related to it, born of it, whatever, it's important. The inner Earth part is because it's literally the beginning of our evolution, or the Earth's evolution, which would include the human hybrid soul. So now, in terms of the meditation, if I understood you correct, this meditation would be something that would connect us to inner Earth in some form or fashion, memories or whatever. Is that right?
Well, I wanted to take it a bit more than that. You know, you can understand I'm pretty liquid like plasma, fast.
That's
and
fine.
so you can't, so
That's
people
fine.
can't get
But
their
that's
heads
the
around
direction we're headed, though. That we're headed.
stuff. But
So
I
what?
wanted,
But I'm
what
saying,
I
I'm saying
wanted to do.
you're. But what I'm saying.
Well, what I wanted to do.
Saying, no. It's okay. We have a lag. Let me just. I'm gonna give this up to you. Just hang on a second. So all I'm trying to say is this is the trajectory of where we're headed in this meditation you're going to take us through, is a connection to, and all that means and more, to the inner Earth, a higher understanding, memories, whatever. Okay. I think this is great. I really appreciate the fact that you're doing it. And I hope to see more and more come out into the open through the ethers or not, in regard to inner Earth. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I wanted to take it a bit more than that.
You?
I wanted to get you into your Earth Sun body, which means you are totally connected through the Earth, through the inner Earth Sun. And then I wanted to take you into your starlight body, through the stars and the planets within you, through the diamond light matrix, then through the stargate that you are, so that everyone can get a sense of or experience of that, because that is all within us. It's not out there, it's in us, and it's right inside of our being. So I was just wanting to do this meditation to help people to maybe get a more of an understanding or a sense of how everything is within. Everything. The inner earth is in them, the earth is in them, the suns are in them, the diamonds are in them, the stargate they are. And then I thought, with all that energy that we've accumulated and we've opened up to, because of all of us here present now in live time, and also all those that are going to be doing the replay, whenever that may be, because we know it's all in the now, that we can utilize our energy in the one heart, because I know everyone that's listening to this is a beautiful being. I mean, everyone is a beautiful being, but people who've realized that they're beautiful beings, and that they also, everyone that's listening to this comes from their heart. So I sort of feel like it's also an opportunity for us to really come together in the one heart, to very much hold the beam, the BM, of ourselves and collectively for the shifting of all of humanity, because we don't have to do anything, we don't have to even say anything, we don't have to worry about what's going down on the planet, all the negative crap that's happening. It's we hold the beam right through it in the highest levels of our true self as a beautiful vessel that we are, with an open heart. And if we all come together in the one heart with all of us, this can be very powerful, because I know you're of service. I'm totally of service. I know everyone that's listening to this is of service. So we can really do something beautiful together.
Yes, let's do it. Sounds like a great way to fast track, and I'm all for it.
Okay. So when I do this, I know some people might not want to do it as a meditation. If you may want to do it as a meditation and close your eyes and really go deep within, or you may not be into that zone, that's okay. But just listen to what I'm saying and just follow it as you will, however you feel like it. I'll try not to close my eyes, because I know everyone's sort of looking at me, but I might have to close my eyes sometimes, because sometimes it just helps to really go in more fully and connect. But first of all, before we
do what you got to do,
everyone to take a deep breath in, and just as you breathe out, just let go of everything. Just go deeper and deeper into the stillness, into your heart. And before we start, we're just going to put out our intention that we are connected to the source of all that is, in divine love and oneness. And that from that pure source energy of the Creator, it comes to us in the level that we can cope with it through the greater central sun. As that beautiful golden light comes to us through the central sun, the second sun, the sun, as that beautiful golden light flows down through your higher chakras, down through your head, down through your neck, your chest, and right into the sun in your heart. So just taking a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just being aware of the sun in your heart. Now being aware of that golden light as it flows down through your body, down through your pelvis, down through your legs, out through your feet, down through the earth. And just being aware with your imagination, your intention, that the beautiful energies from the source, through all the suns, through the sun in your heart, the sun that you are, is flowing down now through the earth, right to the very center of the earth, into the sun in the inner earth. And I want you to just be aware that you are connecting to the inner earth sun, the heart of our mother. And then aware of that beautiful energy from the inner earth sun as it flows up now through the earth, up through your feet, your legs, up through your body, through your heart, through your chest, your neck, your head, out through your higher chakras, through the sun, the second sun, the central sun, the greater central sun, back to the source of all that is. So we are like a tree that brings the energies from the outer source realms through our heart and through our body down to the inner earth sun. And the inner earth sun energy flows back up through us and out to the source and through the suns to all that is. As you focus deeper and deeper into yourself, and now I want you to take your awareness back down to the inner earth sun, just aware of that beautiful, soft, glowing ball of light. The inner earth sun is so much softer than the outer sun. And I want you to be aware of that beautiful energy of the inner earth sun as it flows up now through your earth star chakra just below your feet, up through your link chakra just below your groin, up through your base chakra, up through your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, and into your soul light chakra. Your soul light chakra is halfway between your solar plexus and your heart. So I want you to take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you're aware of the inner earth sun in your soul light chakra. Now aware of the sun in your heart and the outer sun, being aware of the rays, the golden rays of the outer sun as it flows down now through your higher chakras, as the outer sun flows down through your crown, down through your head, your neck, your chest, and right into the sun in your heart. You take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you're aware of the sun in your heart. So you are aware now of the sun in your heart and the inner earth sun in your soul light chakra. Now I want you to be aware that there's a figure eight of energy flowing between them. So in the bottom half of the figure eight is the inner earth sun in your soul light chakra. In the top half of the figure eight is the sun in your heart. And just being aware of that figure eight flowing faster and faster and faster. As that light and that figure eight flows faster and faster and faster, you take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, the inner earth sun and the sun merge one within you. And as the inner earth sun and the sun merge one within you, it opens you up to your earth sun body. Your earth sun body is like a beautiful tuning fork that aligns you to the higher light octaves and the new paradigm energies. And it can only do that because you're fully connected through the earth and through the inner earth sun, as your physical body is one with the earth's physical body. Your etheric body is one with the earth's etheric body. Your emotional bodies are one with the earth's emotional bodies. Your mental bodies are one with the earth's mental bodies. Your spiritual bodies are one with the earth's spiritual bodies. As you are in your earth sun body, one through the inner earth sun, through the sun, through all the suns of creation, aligned through you, through all the cells of your body. You are one through the inner earth sun, and the sun, as that beautiful energy and that oneness of the inner earth sun and the sun radiate out through every cell of your body, as every cell of your body is tingling and alive, unified through the suns and the inner earth sun, through matter and spirit, all one within you, through every cell of your body, awakened, alive, tingling, aware of your divinity and your full connection of heaven and earth within you. As you go deeper and deeper into yourself, into your heart, and into the crossover point. Right there in your heart, there is a crossover point. And in your heart is the galactic center. Since the shift in 2012, the galactic center is no longer outside of us. we know it is within us, and it is a doorway. And just being aware of the pulse of light and consciousness that is coming to you right now through the center of the galaxy, through the center of you. And you allow yourself to move through the crossover point within your heart and into the stillness, the absolute void. And as you move through the stillness and the void, you start to hear the beautiful celestial sounds and the energies of the new creation. The higher dimensional you, the higher dimensional earth, the higher dimensional solar system, the higher dimensional universe. As now you focus on your breath again. And now we're going to breathe through the suns, but this time in the opposite direction to help us to be more grounded and connected. As I want you to focus on your breath and breathing in the sun up through you and out through your higher chakras, breathing out the inner earth sun as it comes down through you, down into your earth star chakra and down through to the inner earth sun and the earth. As you breathe up the sun up through you, as you breathe out the inner earth sun down through you. Just doing that breath a few more times, you'll find it will just help you to become even more present, more grounded. Now we're going to open up to the stars and the planets within us, because everything is within us. And so I want you to just get an awareness now of your earth star chakra. And there is a star system called Canis Venatici, and that's lightning thought communicated into action. And there in your earth star chakra, you create the sacred marriage as the energies of pure love of source in the higher realms comes down through you, the vessel, down through all your chakras, your central channel, right to the earth star chakra, where you create the sacred marriage of heaven and earth, aware of Canis Venatici in your earth star chakra. As you bring your awareness now to your link chakra, 6 inches or 15 centimeters below your groin, and open up to Mercury. Mercury communicates our multidimensional aspects through our multidimensional self, through all worlds and dimensions, as we communicate those dimensional worlds through us and our being, as Mercury is in your link chakra, as you bring your awareness to the earth in your base chakra, the beautiful earth, the sustaining energies of the earth, the grounding energies, assisting us to be abundant, because we can only be abundant when we're fully connected with the earth, we're fully in our body, we're fully present. The earth in your base chakra. As you bring your awareness now to your sacral chakra and to Jupiter, that expands the water contents that's in your sacral chakra and opens you up to joy of life. As you bring your awareness now to your solar plexus and Pluto, the transformer that transforms your old control dramas into you being unlimited. As Pluto is in your solar plexus chakra, as you bring your awareness to your soul light chakra and to the Southern Cross, which is a doorway of the new paradigm. It opens us up to the new paradigm energies through the Southern Cross and through our soul light chakra. As you bring your awareness to your heart and the radiant sun of your true self, your solar self, the sun of your true presence that glows eternally through every cell of your body, through all your bodies. One God body of light, the sun in your heart, your solar divine self. As you bring your awareness to your thymus chakra and the Andromedan galaxy that's merging with our galaxy, just as we are merging our higher self, our lower self, and we're learning to create and communicate lovingly through our thymus chakra. as you bring your awareness to your throat chakra and to Arcturus, as you are able to create, not just physically, but artistically, cosmically, galactically, however you want, through your voice, through your energy, through all your artistic abilities that are there, open for you, as you bring your awareness to your third eye and to Venus, a beautiful planet of love that allows us, as we see the inner and the outer, as our outer eyes look out to see the love that's within everyone else and the divine, and our third eye, which sees the inner and our inner glow, our diamond light, our beautiful true self, as it creates the inner and the outer, as we see the full beauty of the divine within ourselves and all others, with Venus in your third eye. As you take your awareness to your frontal chakra at the center of your hairline, and to Vega, I am light. As we come out of the prism of Vega, in the creation story, or one of the creation stories, is Vega is light, and it connects our unconscious and our consciousness, our left and our right hemispheres of our brain. We're aware of those little synapses crossing over and connecting us into one brain, one consciousness. As you're aware of your causal chakra at the back of your head, and to Columba the dove that brings peace and opens us up to our inspiration and to brilliant ideas. We don't have to think, we don't have to use our brain in the usual way. We open up to the rest of our brain, which receives the divine inspiration, opens up to everything that just comes to us. We don't have to ever think things out anymore, as we bring our awareness to our crown chakra and to Orion, where we unified light and dark, that great story of Orion with the dark lords and the light lords. Until now, we've unified that energy. As we reach our crown chakra, we unify the male and the female. We unify all those duality aspects within us and open up to the beautiful halo that we are. As we move up now to our soul star chakra and to Alcyone, the central sun, holding the living library of light. As the suns give life, and we hold those codes within us. As you bring your awareness to Stellar Gateway above that, and to Sirius B, the greater central sun, your full I am presence, the central sun that you truly are. As you bring your awareness to the chakra above that, Universal Gateway, and to Delphinus the dolphin, and the 4 stars and the diamond, and symmetry of light, the pure love that you are, as you bring your awareness now to Corona Borealis and the Cosmic Gateway Chakra. And you are the power of love to be. As you are aware of all the stars and the planets within you, Corona Borealis at your Cosmic Gateway Chakra, Delphinus, the dolphin, in your Universal Gateway, Sirius B in your Stellar Gateway, Alcyone in your Soul Star, Orion in your crown, Columba the dove in your causal chakra, Vega in your frontal chakra, Venus in your third eye, Arcturus in your throat chakra, the sun in your heart, the Southern Cross in your soul light chakra, Pluto in your solar plexus, Jupiter in your sacral chakra, the earth in your base chakra, Mercury in your link chakra, Canis Venatici in your earth star chakra. So you are aware of all the suns and the planets through you, and now connecting back to the inner earth sun and taking a deep breath in as you draw the inner earth sun right up through all the stars and the planets within you to Cosmic Gateway, as you breathe out the Ra light of all the suns as they flow down through all the stars and the planets within you to your earth star chakra. As you breathe in and draw the inner earth sun up through all the stars and the planets within you to Cosmic Gateway as you breathe out the Ra light of the suns as it comes down through all the stars and the planets within you to Earth Star Chakra. As you just allow yourself to do that breathing in your own rhythm and time. As you finish the last round in your breath, aware that also through all your chakras are beautiful diamonds, through all the suns and the stars and the planets within you, shining through the diamonds, the multi-prism, multi-dimensional diamonds in each chakra, through all the stars and the planets within you. Radiant diamonds, multi-prism, multi-dimensional, opening up the multi-dimensional realms of all those stars and those planets and the suns through you. Yao, Shaya ho, Hai ho, Shio, as you now focus on your breath, taking a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you're aware of all the diamonds merging one within your center, within your heart, within all the stars and the suns and the planets within you, merged right through your heart, through the great diamond that you are, multi-prismed, multi-dimensional, as it radiates out diamond light, filaments of light, dancing, sparkling through every cell of your body. Glowing, sparkling diamond light through all your etheric, emotional, mental, spiritual bodies. Diamond light, your diamond body of light. As you take your awareness now back down to the inner earth sun, aware of the diamond light and the beautiful diamond matrix that glows through the earth and around our planet. Aware of the great diamonds that were put onto this planet in the first cycle by the Surians that have awakened now since 2009, have activated because now we're ready to open more fully to our multidimensional selves. As you're aware of the diamond light matrix through the earth, out through your bodies, out through the ethers, out through the solar system, out through the galaxy, the universe, the multiverses, as you bring your awareness back into yourself, into the diamond light matrix, is now being aware of the beautiful diamond light matrix as you breathe it up from the inner earth sun and take it up to your stellar gateway chakra, which is the second one up from your crown. As you breathe out, the diamond light matrix from the ethers and from the stars and the universes and multiverses comes down in a V to your soul star chakra. So you're creating a diamond between your soul star chakra and your stellar gateway chakra above your head. As you breathe in the diamond light matrix right up to your stellar gateway chakra. As you breathe out and the diamond light matrix comes down to soul star, creating that diamond of the unseen right there between your soul star and your stellar gateway chakra. And as you're aware of the diamond doorway through your heart and through the doorway, through the central sun and this greater central sun within you, through your soul star and stellar gateway chakras, you take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, you move through that diamond doorway into your starlight body. As you are your starlight body, through the inner Rev sun, through the earth, through all of your body, your energy field, through the solar system, the galaxy, the universe, the multiverses, through beyond the beyond, through all that is, as it exists right through you. As you go deeper and deeper with your breath, deeper and deeper into your heart. And I want you to be aware that there in your heart is the inner Rev sun. It's not as bright as our sun. It's not radiant and golden like the outer sun in our sky so much. It's a softer, more gentle light because it's from our Mother Earth. It is our Mother Earth. It is the Mother Earth that we are, for we are the mother too. We create, we nurture, we support, we love. We are the guardians of the earth. As you are aware of that beautiful, soft, inner earth sun, that is the inner earth sun of you, right there in your heart. And that beautiful inner earth sun right there in your heart starts to glow out through the earth within you. From your heart, you're aware of the inner earth sun as it starts to go out through the diamonds in the earth, through you, through the crystalline matrix. It's right in you. It's right in your body. It's right through your energy field. It's not outside anywhere. It's right in you. For you are the stargate. You marry heaven and earth within you as you're aware of the inner earth sun that you are in your heart that illuminates out through the crystalline grid within you. The crystalline grid is glowing, radiant, pulsating within you through all your energy flows, through all your energy bodies. As you're aware of that glow coming from the inner Rev sun within you, it radiates out through the crystalline grid and out through the diamond grid. You're aware of the great diamond within you and all the diamonds through you and the diamond-like matrix glowing through you, through every cell, multi-prism, multi-dimensional, glowing out through the grids of the earth from the inner earth sun that you are. As you are the inner earth sun, you are the earth. And as that beautiful inner earth sun that you are glows out through the crystalline grid that you are, through the diamond-like matrix that you are, it glows out through all the stars and all the planets that you are. Right out through the multiverses, all within you, from your center and from your connection through the earth. For you are the earth, we are the earth. We are the heart of the earth. We are the pure love of the earth, of the source, of the creator, of all that is, through all the suns, through the inner Rev sun, through the sun, the second sun, the central sun, the greater central sun, through the greater central suns, all through you. And as you're aware of you, the inner Rev sun, you, the earth, you're aware that you are the higher dimensional earth, the new earth. It is birthed through you. For all those higher dimensional energies tingling and radiating through you, flowing through your RNA antenna, through your DNA. Your DNA is light codes. We don't even get into how many strands there are because you're unlimited and there are unlimited strands of DNA. You are unlimited right from the source within you. Every cell remembers, every cell awakens as you are in your starlight body, your earth sun body, one through the earth, one through the stars, one through the planets, one through the multiverses, all through you as you create the higher dimensional earth. And I want you to just travel through yourself and experience the inner earth sun, as the inner and the outer earth are one, and the higher dimensional earth is already through our earth. It is our earth, it is us. We are already in the higher dimensional earth, right through ourselves, from within. It comes from within, it is all within. And as you go deeper and deeper into yourself, into you, the stargate, the unifier of heaven and earth, the manifest and the unmanifest realms, aware of all of us, connected here in the one heart, that we are not separate from each other, we are all in the one heart, all our love. And in the one heart, we hold the beam through all worlds and dimensions, through all time and space. So whatever's going down in the third dimensional world, in the world of fear and duality, we hold the energy through it, the energy of oneness and unification. We hold that through the whole earth. We don't have to do anything. We don't judge. We don't try and fix up. We just hold the beam of pure love. All of us together in the one heart. Nishikashamaya Shashikishamaya. Ishkashakashkatayana. Thank you, beautiful beings. All of us in the one heart. Aware that you are right through your body, fully present in your body. Okay, Todd, I just thought I'd better throw that in case people are not so grounded.
No, it's all good. I don't know what happened to the everything kind of changed up here. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we're good. We're good. That was beautiful. Thank you for that. That was incredible. That was a great way to bring that energy in, and certainly I know everybody that's viewing this right now was feeling that because they weren't going anywhere. But they have quite a few comments, and I'm sure you're going to be getting a few messages when the show's over. I want to thank you for this collaboration, and we can do it again down the road sometime as we get
Thank
further
you.
along our journey. Thank you for all your information. Thank you for the meditation, and thank you for sharing space with us and honoring us with your presence and your story and your energy and your life.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I love you all. You're so beautiful. Thank you, Todd.
Peace out, Saluntra. You take care. All
You
right.
too.
Bye bye.
Bye.